Two roads diverged in a sienna wood, and we're not sorry that we traveled both. Three travelers, rarely we just stood, but chased down a toddler as far as we could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other just as far.
Hey.
And having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and away from the car. Though, as for the passing mare, who had warned them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves not yet steps of my toddler's track. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if we should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and we took both roads less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Well, I appreciate you bearing with me through my rendition of Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken. Many like to remember this poem by the name The Road Less Traveled instead of its true title. Apparently, the biggest mistake when reading this poem is to take it at face value and assume that its meaning is the common interpretation. A man who chose a difficult life journey, and it has made his life more meaningful. Yet, there's more to it, and don't take my word for it. Robert Frost even put in his notes to not assume the meaning of the poem is what it appears to be at face value.
So cute.
The three theories I have are similar, but have a few discerning differences. One is that the poem is about a man who spends too much time thinking about the road as opposed to enjoying the journey. After making a decision on which road to take, the man instantly wonders if this was the correct decision. My second theory is similar. The man overthinks the journey so much that he imagines himself at the end of his life wondering about this particular crossroads. In turn, thinks about the power of all decisions, big or small. He realizes that even if he were to choose a road and come back to try the other road later, that he would be a different man from having new life experiences. My third theory is that the two above are true, but with the addition of this sobering thought. The man becomes so paralyzed with fear about the decision of the roads that he ends up not taking either road and leaving the title of the poem, The Road Not Taken. Now let's bring in the pandemic. The pandemic has put a major fork in the road for everyone on this planet. Many people at the moment don't think that the pandemic really is the fork in the road because we don't really have the ability to freely make some decisions. But even without the pandemic, a large majority of our life decisions are made on our behalf because of circumstances. It is what we choose to do with these circumstances that make our decisions our own. So right now we are all standing at a crossroads. What decision should we make? Will this be an opportunity for us to change our path altogether and see what lies ahead? Or perhaps we continue to move forward, but in a slightly altered version of the same direction we were going in life. Or will we freeze, overanalyze the roads, loathe that the roads even exist, and remain stuck in place? So, what decision have you made? At this very moment in our story, my family has made the decision to be in nature any chance we can while dodging the Santa Anas. First hike in Topanga Canyon was extremely hot, the summer heat digging its nails in for as long as possible. This was the first real hike that we took Ava on, where we gave her the freedom to run. As you can tell, when she got her freedom, she embraced freedom. Martin and I know this trail like the back of our hands. I'm pretty sure we have hiked these trails hundreds of times, and that's no exaggeration. Yet, Ava brought a whole new set of challenges for us that we didn't expect. Even though the trails are wide, they are still fire roads, meaning that the roads hug the side of the mountain and there is quite a large drop-off off the trail. Were we worried? Honestly, not really, because we know these trails so well that it was easy to come up with a hiking plan, such as Ava must always remain between the both of us. One person ahead, one person behind. Plus, hiking is a big part of Martin's and my life. We think it is essential to bring Ava out into nature and teach her while she's young about limits, but more important about the beauty and power of nature. We want to show her which plants are safe, which hold medicinal properties, which plants to avoid. We want to teach her about what wildlife she may encounter and how to react if she ever finds herself in that specific encounter. We want her to respect nature, love nature, and fight to preserve nature. But right now, we just want her to have fun in nature. The second hike was on a cooler day, and we welcomed it with open arms. Cooler days in California are the best. The scent of the plants and trees float on the cool breeze. It feels as though breathing in the air rejuvenates the body and the mind. In California, summers almost feel like our winter. It gets so hot that you are forced to stay indoors on many days. So when fall, winter, and spring arrive, it's time to go outside and play. On this particular day, we didn't have to worry about steep cliffs. So it was fun to allow Ava to have more time to run freely without us interfering. This trail in particular is very special to me though.
Pretty cool.
Martin and I took a hike on this trail when I was pregnant with Ava. It was misting that day, and there was a juxtaposition in nature where the grass was this vibrant green against splashes of dead and burnt trees from the fires we had that year. In fact, because of the fires the past few years, nature has felt very extreme to Martin and I. We have witnessed such devastation from the fires, then a few months later, some of the most beautiful growth, foliage, and flower blooms one could ever dream of. Yet witnessing moments like these in nature are great mental and visual reminders of the power of life and the way beauty can emerge from devastation and also terrible times. And it reminds me to put one foot in front of the other. So if you want to know what happened to that chair, we came back and it was gone, so I guess the note worked. If you like these videos, please give us a like and consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future episodes. Also, if you want to support us, check out our Patreon page, Portrait of an Artist Mom. Welcome to the family.